I'm an innocent man. I played no part in Paula's death or my unborn daughter's death. I've been railroaded through the courts. The police have manufactured the case and made sure that the evidence fitted that case, and anything that didn't fit in with what they were going to put to the jury, the police concealed, not just from me but from the Crown Prosecution Service as well. For example, the black box. The police have had that black box and the contents all the time. We get it in 2010. The Crown Prosecution Service allegedly don't get it till 2010. So the Crown don't even know what the content is. And disturbing, from my point of view, is that when Avon and Somerset were appointed to investigate this case, they failed to answer why we didn't get it till 2010. They failed to answer why the CPS didn't get it till 2010. Which, you know, it's quite a serious thing. I've spent 18 years in jail at this stage, you know, and they're sitting on evidence, the police, for 18 years that contradicts everything they've put to the court at my trial. It contradicts everything they put at the 2 Courts of Appeal hearings, and I can't for the life of me understand why these people who, if they're given a job to go and investigate something, why these people aren't doing what they're asked to do, which is find out the answer. Why wasn't the box and the contents given to the defence at the time it was made known, or you know, as soon as the police found it?
But tell me, when you're in that position, and when your solicitor said, "Sorry, lady, this case is going nowhere," did you actually believe, as many people in your position have said to me, "Oh, look, it's all right. The jury will never believe this. British justice is going to see me right"?
Up until last stage, I had every faith in the whole legal system in this country, and as I sit here with you today, I can hand on heart say to you, I don't trust one single part of this judicial process. It's failed me at every stage, every opportunity it's had to put right, it's failed. It's turned its back on, rather than deal with what's gone on in the case, what's wrong with the case, who's to blame with the case. They've chose to bury it. There's evidence that the legal system has played ping pong with, always keeping it out of my reach, out of my legal team's reach. I'm sick of people having inquiries and not answering what the questions are within that inquiry. For example, Avon and Somerset did an inquiry into the black box and the contents.
This was some evidence that hadn't surfaced at trial after investigation by the police forces. They discovered that Paula had, your wife, your deceased wife, had this black box with, what was in it, diaries or something?
2 diaries. There was various other personal papers of Paula's. I failed to understand how the CCRC would not forward all the material to the experts.
Eddie, what was in these diaries, what was in this box which you think would have unlocked the case?
They had all these witnesses come forward and say this was Paula, a happy, bubbly person. The diaries tell a completely different story. They say there's no history of suicide, there's a suicide attempt in the diary. They say that her first boyfriend, who was convicted for rape and murder, they say that she got over him really, really quickly, when in fact the diaries contradict all that, because for well over a year, Paula was going to see this man in prison. She was engaged to him, she was going to get married to him.
It must have weighed very heavily with the jury that, a young woman about to give birth, described by everybody, as you say, the word bubbly kept coming out, but this wasn't...
This wasn't the person I knew. When her friends would come round, she put on this face, she was happy, and but the minute they went, she went back to the real Paula, which was quiet, moody at times, but nothing the way that she was portrayed to the jury. And the diaries would have stopped the police, stopped the Crown from portraying that side. If I put my hand on my heart, I don't believe they could have charged me at that stage. because the diaries contradict everything they put to the jury. Those diaries contradict.